Welcome back to the Deep Dive. Today we're digging into a really quite disturbing first-person story. It's called The Easter Bunny Stalker, a childhood nightmare.
Yeah, it's one of those pasted text accounts you find online sometimes. Our plan is basically to unpack it, look at the key parts of this, this really unsettling Easter experience.
Exactly. It's all about this one Easter Sunday at church where, things start out fine for this young boy, but then they take a really dark turn.
And right away you get this stark contrast. Easter, church, usually symbols of joy, maybe innocence.
Very celebration.
And then you have this sinister event happening right there inside what should be a safe place. It's jarring.
So the narrator, he starts by setting the scene, talks about his family being devout churchgoers, and Easter was apparently his favorite holiday. Lots of pageantry and joy, he says.
Which paints a very clear picture, doesn't it? Normalcy, happiness, anticipation. It sets you up.
It really does, and that sense of safety, it just makes what happens next feel even worse.
Definitely. And think about the location shift. He goes from the main church service down to Sunday school in the basement and then into the bathroom there.
Right, getting more isolated.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Each step feels a bit more vulnerable.
Yeah.
And he even mentions the decorations down there, streamers, paper lambs, those smiling Jesus drawings kids make.
Yeah, meant to be cheerful.
But they kind of become this creepy backdrop later, don't they? Given what occurs.
Okay, so here's where it really shifts. He's in that basement bathroom, those decorations all around, and he hears this sound. A slow, grating sound from the stall next to him.
Oh, yeah. Gives you chills just thinking about it.
And then the stall door opens slowly. And there's someone in an Easter bunny costume. But it's described as filthy. One eye is dangling loose.
Not your friendly mall Easter bunny, that.
Not at all. And this figure whispers, but it's muffled. Something like, "You're the lucky chosen child. I have a gift for you outside."
Wow. Okay, the details there. Filthy dangling eye instantly signal something's wrong. Very wrong.
Yeah, it's not right.
And the voice being muffled, the weird promise of a gift. It's pure creep factor. But what's really interesting is how he explains why he actually started to follow this figure.
He reflects on it later, right, and says basically, well, it was Easter, it was church. He just didn't expect danger there.
That really says a lot, I think,
Yeah.
about how much trust we, especially kids, place in familiar settings. Church, holidays. They feel inherently safe.
It's like those associations are so deep-rooted, they can override your gut feeling for a moment.
And that's a terrifying thought, isn't it? That someone could exploit that trust. Use a familiar symbol like the Easter bunny at a place like a church to lure a child. It lowers your defenses.
Absolutely. So thankfully, right as things are getting really bad, a teacher screams. Sees what's happening, presumably.
Oh, okay. An interruption.
Yeah, and that breaks the spell. The boy runs, but he looks back and sees the bunny running too, towards a car. And here's the really chilling part. He says he saw another kid in the backseat of that car.
Oh, wow. Okay, that adds a whole other layer. Another child. Was this an abduction attempt? Or something else? So many questions.
Exactly. And the aftermath is, frustratingly unresolved. The police get involved, they investigate, but find nothing.
Nothing at all? No clues?
Apparently not. And crucially, no missing children were reported in the area around that time.
Which is strange, too. So what happened to the kid in the car, if there was a kid in the car?
We don't know, but the narrator really emphasizes how unsettling it is that someone knew the church layout well enough to hide in that specific bathroom stall. They were waiting.
That points to premeditation, doesn't it? Someone familiar with the place, the routines, that's deeply disturbing.
He also throws in a quick mention, almost an aside, about another encounter later on. Terrifying, in the woods, supposedly with the same person. But he says, that's a story for another time.
Right, leaves you hanging a bit there.
But he ends the story with a question for the listener, basically asking, how well do you really know the people behind the masks? Or the costumes?
It's a potent question. Makes you think about, appearances. And how threats can come from unexpected places, even within communities or roles we assume are safe.
So yeah, reflecting on it, it's just a stark reminder, isn't it? Danger isn't always obvious, and it can show up even where we feel most secure, like a church basement on Easter.
It really drives home how fragile that childhood sense of safety can be. How one event, especially in a trusted place, can just shatter everything.
We'd actually be interested to hear if any listeners have had similar experiences, childhood moments that suddenly made them question things they thought were safe. Feel free to share those.
Yeah, please do.
Yeah.
And it serves as a reminder, like the story says, to just stay aware, even in places that feel totally secure.
Definitely. Something to think about, maybe. How does an experience like that so early on actually shape how a child sees the world? Trust, institutions, authority.
Yeah, the long-term ripples, especially when it happens within the very places meant to offer comfort and guidance. It's a complex thought.
It's a sobering one. Well, thanks for diving into this pretty unsettling story with us today.